Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at justkeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we're back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr.
Wow. How you doing, bro?
Doing good. How about yourself, brother?
Tired, but we here, you know.
Yeah, man. It's another great day, man. It wasn't too hot today, so
yeah,
I accepted it.
Appreciated it.
Exactly. I can't complain at all, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a very special guest back with us today. It's been a long time since we had him, a little bit too long. So I'm hoping he come and drop some knowledge for us today. Bring it back to the microphone, Mr. PJ. PJ, how we doing today, sir?
I'm good, fellas. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. It's always good to have you, man. Sorry it took so long to get you back on here.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have been had you back.
Yeah, it's been about like a year since last time we had you on and shit, so yeah, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is an interesting one. We gonna call this one right here time attack, and I'm gonna let Mr. 1-3 explain it for us one time.
So yeah, we was just coming up with an idea of this episode, or the idea for this episode this week. I'll hit up Adrian and thinking about what type of topic, and he said patience. And you know, in my mind, I was just like, okay, well, I've been thinking about like when's the right time to attack. Like when to, you know, take an opportunity. So we came up with the idea of timed attack.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely virtues in taking an opportunity, but there's also great virtues in having patience. So,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I always feel the same thing. Like you always gotta know when to step back and relax. You know, stuff's out of your control, and you gotta know when to move and when to jump, and you know what I'm saying, and when to take that step or make that move, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, with that being said, I feel like PJ would be the perfect one for it because he's got so much knowledge, so I know he gon'...
I wouldn't say all that.
Man, PJ got it, bro.
You know, but, you know, I agree. So I think that you need to strike while the iron is hot. You know, when the fire there and the desire is there, that's when you need to strike. You know, the first one there is the one that wins, you know.
Right.
So I think, you know, while the ambition and everything is there, you need to strike on a lot of things, you know. I think we used to have this saying that first impression is a lasting impression.
Yes.
And I think that times has changed. And I think if you wait till the perfect time, you will never get started. So I think that, you know, you gotta, you know, put your fears and your doubts aside and stop listening to everybody. That's one of my sayings too, is don't tell everybody what you're gonna do.
Right.
Because people will limit you to what they believe they can do or what they see you doing. So don't tell everybody what you're gonna do and strike while the iron is hot. And, you know, a lot of the times the man above is gonna meet you halfway. Not a lot of the times, but 100% of the time.
100% of the time, right.
I like that.
Right, exactly.
You know, that's my views on it.
Right, so then, like, how do you know, because, like, with the iron is hot slogan, I'm kind of thinking about the bladesmithing show, and it's times as well, you got to let your blade cool down. You know what I'm saying? You can't strike it right now because you need to get at a certain temperature so you can do something else with it. So I was saying, like, how would you know when? You know, how would you know when to strike then? Like, what's some signs? Like, for you, like, what would be some signs that you should strike?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a very spiritual person, but I'm not religious. So sometimes I do things without reason, and a lot of the times it works out in my favor. Not all the time, but a lot of times it works out in my favor. So I think that move through spirit. So if spirit's telling you to do something, that's just how I work my life. You ask my opinion, that's how I do things. And I'm not saying that's gonna work for everybody, but that's what works for me, man. So a lot of the times, man, I sit down and I pray upon it. And like I said, one of my major businesses is one that I kind of somewhat doubted. But spirit, whenever I remove logic and spirit kind of told me what to do, it's just like I went with it. And here 3 years later, it's still one of my most profitable businesses.
Right.
So that's what I say, man. Sometimes you gotta remove logic. I know it sounds a little crazy, but
trust in God.
Trust in God and believe, and a lot of the times it works. Like nowadays, especially with this TikTok movement, I see people selling anything. It's passion businesses. People, I see a guy that makes multiple 6 figures off selling soaps. You got these people that sell candy. And it's people selling the same candy, but it's just like, you can make money off anything nowadays. You can be successful off anything.
Right.
So,
no, I love that. And I think, like you said, remove that logic and trust that gut feeling. Or, sometimes always been, recent with me, it's been the omens. You know what I'm saying? Like the sign, like sometimes I be thinking about something, and then out of nowhere, a hummingbird flop on my face, and I'm like, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing right there. Maybe I should focus on this thought a little longer then, because, a hummingbird is rare. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see hummingbirds all the time. Like, I see them over here, but they're not all the time. So, like, when I do see it, it's like, it's always like at certain moments, I
was gonna say, like, I don't have as much, I guess, omens of the sort of that of nature like that. I would say, like, when I get this feeling in my chest coupled with, like, when my surroundings and my senses get a little bit more crisp, those old, how in the old movies or like animals and stuff like that, when something real's about to happen, like their eyes get dilated, and then it's just like you can just tell they're in the moment. It's like when I get pushed into the moment and I'm just there, that's when I feel like, okay, I need to take this moment rather than be patient on it. And at that point, I don't really feel too much emotion or anything. It's more of just like a knowing, a drive just to do whatever I need to do given a certain circumstance.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty interesting. It's like you in one of those moments. Like you know that, one of these moments is the turn moment. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those moments that I feel like
I need to do something.
Yeah, I need to do something. A or B. It's gonna be a turn left or a turn right. Like I'm at that low-key fork in the road type deal. Now it can't be an epic feel like fork in the road, but one of those like this could be a life-changing moment or something for you.
Yeah, and I feel like, in my case, I feel like spirit is a lot that plays into it. Because it'll just half the time it'll move yourself for you to get what needs to be done. It'll just push you in position, especially when you constantly put yourself in position by prayer or just doing the right things to keep yourself healthy and alert.
Right.
Because now you're listening, and when you listen, you're gonna eventually do.
Right. Right. Exactly. And definitely if you listen with a purpose.
Yes.
So and I love that. I love how the main thing that was we all have 3 different ways of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have 3 different ways of hearing the spirit or whatever we need to hear to make us move when we feel that the opportunity is there to move on something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then now let's look at the opposite now. How would you feel like with the patient aspect? Like how do you know when it's time to be patient with something?
I would say, for me specifically, when things feel a little bit too cloudy, and not to say when things are uncertain, because there's moments when I'm uncertain about something, but I'm still in that like moment, and I make a decision. But when things are just aren't lining up, and I feel like when I'm in too much in my head, that's when I take a step back or choose not to do something, because like I'm overthinking it. If I shouldn't be overthinking it when it's time to take action, because I'm doing rather than planning in a sense. If I'm overthinking, I feel like I'm in the planning stage, or again, patience. That's how I feel, at least.
I feel it. Yeah. I feel it. What about you, BJ?
I think it's that's where wisdom comes in. Like you listen to your wisdom, and so basically, I agree with what he says. It's just your wisdom to make that decision. Right.
I feel that, and like you said, the history. At some point in time, you learn that okay, I need to step back, or I can't push these buttons. You know what I'm saying? The experience that you went through, and I kind of agree as well. One thing I always say is when I can't do nothing, let it go. Like there ain't nothing I can fix. Or one of my favorite lines is only thing I can control is my thoughts, actions, and reactions. And if it's not one of those things, or I did my actions and I can't control anything else, it's time to sit back and see what happens,
Yeah.
And just let it go and let it flow. Or, like you said, go with the flow and see what happens.
I feel it's another thing that kind of goes into it is when something's presented to you, as opposed to you trying to force it to happen. Like an easy way to kind of like explain it is like when you're dating, or you're single or something like that, when the difference on when to take a shot and when not to take a shot. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, you think that person over there is very attractive and stuff like that, and there's some cases where you do shoot, but when it's unclear, but when that look comes to your, like when you meet eyes with somebody and that certain vibe, it's like, okay, that's when you should definitely probably shoot. But if you're just seeing somebody and they don't even notice you and they're just walking past and you're thinking about whether you should shoot or not, you probably shouldn't shoot, because there's nothing there presented to you in the first place. And I feel like, again, like PJ said, wisdom definitely comes into play on when you should and shouldn't, based on the scenarios. But like I would say 9 times out of 10, like if nothing's presented to you, you probably shouldn't be taking it, because it's technically not yours.
Yeah, it's a forced shot.
Yeah, you're forcing
it. Just going off of that, it's like football to me. Like how the coach always says, find the hole, find the open hole to run through. You know what I'm saying? Don't force the hole, because all you're gonna do is run the back of a lineman, run right into the defender. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait for the hole to open up before you burst through that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Then if there ain't no hole, bounce outside. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like knowing the opportunities, knowing what to see and what you're looking for.
Yeah,
I love that, man. I love that. So yeah, another one of the questions I had is then, has there been like a recent experience you guys had with the timed attack where you're like, I'm not sure if I should jump, if I should move and jump, if I should jump, if I shouldn't jump? Sorry. No. I mean, I got one right now.
Yeah, go for it.
One I had was recently with some flag football stuff. It was kind of like one of these kids, he was just having a hard time. He was a hard time to deal with, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I don't know what to do, because I hate to use the word crybaby, but he's a crybaby, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen a crybaby like this in my life. But it was like, I had to play the coach role. So it's like, I can't sit here and baby you throughout the game, so it's like, man, I have to have patience with you right now, because I want to talk to you, but I can't talk to you, so I have to have patience right now. So it's okay, let me get through these first 2 quarters, 1, 2, halftime, pull them to the side, okay, now let's talk, you know what I'm saying? This is my opportunity to talk, because I know we got a break. So let me do it, try to have a conversation with him, get motivated, whatever. It seemed to work for a second. Third quarter he did pretty good until about like 2 minutes left, and then, broke down again, and it was kind of like, okay, patience is gone now. It's time for me to do something. And I'm like, man, you gotta go sit on the sideline. I hate to do this to you, but you gotta go take a break, because I need you to get it together. I have no idea what's going on, but you have to get it together now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to be patient with it to a certain point, but then at some point it's like, okay, now you're too much of a distraction. So it's like, now I really have to. It's an opportunity I don't want to take, but it's just the only opportunity I got right now to really just get you out of here, unfortunately. Just so I can finish this game in peace, you know what I'm saying? Or not even semi-peace. I still got 9 other kids on the field to take care of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
I'd probably say when, kind of balancing this at the moment too, but kind of just understanding when to speak up, in terms of like dealing with other people.
Yeah.
So where it's like being patient, and yeah, you may not like something about somebody, right? The way they act or talk or something of the sort, and it bother you, but like, you know, it doesn't necessarily directly affect you, right? And patience is key. You don't need to go fly off the handle or anything like that. But I feel the moment where you should definitely act, or when I should definitely act, is when it starts encroaching upon like my core values and boundaries. When they're doing something directly towards me, so that's where I kind of keep my tolerance and patience. If it's not directly affecting me, I don't need to say anything about it. I can move on, because it's probably a limited amount of time I'm going to be around this person or situation in the first place. But as soon as it starts crossing into like you're possibly accusing me of something that's unjust, or you know, kind of saying something off the wall, and now I need to address it. Like, okay, hold on, what do you stop that? Like, cut that shit out. Like, I'm not cool with that. And you know, especially coming from when I'm a pretty passive person too, so I'm just still learning on when to, you know, set my boundary down, set my wall down, and not tolerate that anymore, you know?
Right.
So that's kind of, and it kind of just goes into like that feeling in that chest, or that clarity that I feel when it's undeniably a fact that like, hey, I'm not cool with this.
Yeah, I need to say something.
Yeah, I need to say something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I feel it. And that's like for me too. You get that burning feeling of like, man, I can't just sit here no more. You know what I'm saying? I can't just sit here and take this shit no more. I need to do something. Something needs to be done right now. Something needs to be said. Action needs to be taken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, and I truly feel that feeling for sure. So then another question I had then is, what do you think makes it so hard for people to understand when to be, you know, aggressive or patient? You know, because I feel there's a lot of times where, you know, all you gotta do is this, like real talk, I was at AutoZone the other day, and I'm just sitting here, and there's a lot of people, and there's 2 people working, there's 4 people in line, and this dude is walking to the register and then sits there, and literally within 30 seconds, he starts tapping on the register. Hello, can I get some service? I'm like, bro, this is AutoZone. Like, nobody ever stands by the register just checking people out. Like, you know that. Like,
yeah.
But, you know, it's like, yo, be patient, my guy. Like, it's just, you just walked up there. You literally just walked up there. You've been there for 30 seconds. There's a lot of people in front of you right now. And you over here banging on the counter, whatever. So then at some point, like, he got to the point irritating me. So when the girl called me up, I was like, you can go help him real quick, because I'm not about to sit. Like, he annoying the fuck out of me. Yeah, he annoying the hell out of me. Go help this man get him going, because he needs some help, obviously. Obviously, he's in a rush. You know. But yeah. So it's like, what do you think is the problem with people that really just makes them? Let's just focus on patience right now. Keep them from being patient. Like, why do people aren't patient no more?
I would say just a simple fact of consideration, or I would say just not being able to think outside of themselves. Because most times when it comes to patience is just wanting their needs and their wants at that moment, without taking in their environment. They're very self-centered or closed-minded, or not aware of what's going on around them. Okay, yeah, like in your situation, okay, there's a lot of people. It's an AutoZone. You know what you walked into, or you should know, right?
You should know, right?
You should know.
You've been AutoZone before, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that like you think your needs come before everybody else's, and I think that's, especially with today's society, it's a lot of, you know, independence or focus on me. I need to do what I need to do and stuff like that at the expense of everybody else.
Exactly. So a sense of entitlement. I agree. Yeah. And I think that, you know, to a certain extent, a lot of people don't understand that it's rude. You know, people just don't know sometimes. Like, really, they don't. So, but yeah, absolutely. I think it's a sense of entitlement with people.
And then just a lack of understanding how to give. Because they all they know is how to receive and take. And not knowing that other side is like, it's very detrimental in keeping that balance on moving through life, in a sense. Right. Humility at that too. Because shoot, I'm pretty sure that man felt no shame somehow.
Right.
Somehow that man felt
no shame what he was doing. Right.
Yeah, he just did what he did and fuck all else. He probably, in his head, he probably didn't even see anybody else in the store except just him and then the lack of people in the front.
Right.
And it's like, shoot, even if you walk in there alone sometimes and nobody else is in there, it still takes a minute to get to somebody because they're doing their fucking job.
Yeah. No, I love that, bro. And I think humility is one of the main words you use, and I love. Humility, freedom from pride and arrogance.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know how to, have that humility just to sit back and wait sometimes. It's like a doctor's office. Mm-hmm. Like, I was watching Seinfeld last night, and his dad was at the doctor, and, he just opened the door. Every time his dad walked in there, he was like, I'm here for my 12 o'clock appointment, and they gave him a packet of paperwork. He's like, I got to fill out paperwork? Mm-hmm. This is going to take me 40 minutes. I'm going to be here for an hour now. And then he went into the room. Second he walked in the room and sat down, he opened the door. Hello, I'm in here. What's up? And they walked back. And then 2 seconds later, walked out. What's going on? Why am I still waiting? And I'm like, bro, be patient. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it's people like that just feel like, I understand the, the business aspect of it, I guess. But it's people that just they don't understand. So this one dude is helping out 20 people right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is his practice, and he's the main guy. He's the only guy that knows this information, So it's that's one thing I always focus on too, is the sense of understanding. Yeah. Stepping back and be like, man, realize what's going on. Realize that she's serving 8 people right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? She's serving 8 tables right now, and this one table over here got 4 kids that don't know what they want or keep asking for soda, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's only one cook in the kitchen. Who knows?
And I think another thing to kind of add into the ideology of lack of patience is a sense of control. They think they have control over everything, and they try to control everything. And maybe in their own personal life with, their close circle, they do have a sense of control, and they're just used to that. And they think everybody else should abide by that outside of that realm. Right. But no, that world don't work that way. I mean, shoot, I want to see you try to go out and control the ocean. It ain't going to happen.
Right.
It ain't going to happen. And that's life. That's other people. There's going to be a point. There's going to be a point where you can't control anything, and that's going to kind of bust you back in your mouth because you're not being patient.
Right.
You got to understand how to go with the flow of things, or not place so much importance on your needs. I'm not saying don't put importance on your needs. You still need to get done what you need to get done. Mm-hmm. But is it that pressing? Or what do you think the end result is if you don't get to that stuff on time?
Right.
And I feel once you sit down and evaluate that, you'll be able to be a lot more patient on things.
Right.
I may want to go home right now, but if I don't go home in the next 30 minutes, am I going to explode? No, I don't got a bomb to my chest. I don't got somebody chasing me. I don't got a time limit. It's just, that's something I'd rather do, but it's not going to kill me any just to stay a couple extra minutes.
Right.
No,
I feel that one for sure.
But I mean, shoot, if you got to make this doctor's appointment and let's say you got cancer and you need to make this treatment, but you kind of get stuck up somewhere, okay, then that kind of gives some need for your urgency. But there is a difference between treating people bad in that situation as opposed to just letting people know, hey, I'm in a hurry. Can you do something, or be able to forfeit whatever you're trying to do to get to where you need to go.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that, bro. I love how you said at the end, let people know. Yo, I'm sorry, but I got somewhere to be in 5 minutes. I had to be there. It's very important. Can I cut in front of you real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Something like that, little reactions like that would go take you a long way. You know what I'm saying? Just being polite with it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people understand. You explain to them, I feel your pain, bro. I'm in no rush. Go ahead and go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I've done that multiple times where it's I'm in no rush.
Go for it.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Go jump over there. Do what you gotta do. So what about you, PJ? What you think is the reason a lot of people aren't patient in today's world?
Like I said, I think a lot of people don't understand how rude it is. especially a lot of the new generation, people with ADHD as well. So I think that a lot of the results from that is just people inconsiderate, don't know, and it's all about them, self-centered.
Yeah, I feel it. Hyper focusing on what their needs and wants are while excluding everybody else's.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. No, I love that. And I'm gonna take it big. I'm gonna blame society. This popcorn wave society that we call it. The idea that you always expect that fast food. You know what I'm saying? I should get a burger within 5 minutes. For me, rolling to this window, I should have my burger within a certain amount of time. And if it takes too much long for my burger, I'm losing my shit now. This is fast food. This shit should be instant. And we always expecting everything super fast. You know what I'm saying? They want your movie right now. Like when we used to have to go drive to the store, get out the car, go walk through the store, find your movie, hope they got it in stock, and if they got it, it was good. But now it's like everything you want is at your fingertips. You can get it instantly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, it was hard to get a new video game on a Friday night. You know what I'm saying?
Blockbuster, yeah.
Man, Blockbuster was terrible. Now you can download on your PlayStation in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just think that we just, it's nice. It's lovely. I love it. I love technology. I love the instant gratification I can get from stuff like that sometimes, or the ability to be able to watch whatever movie I want to watch at the time and knowing that it's always in play for me. But then at the same time, I feel like some things are just made look to be super easy. You know what I'm saying? Made look to be fast all the time. But it's like, in reality, shit, your McDonald's burger has been cooked a while ago. They just kind of reheating it on a different type of grease and giving it that flavor. You know what I'm saying? To make it so it looks like it's instant, but it ain't really instant. They just want to make it look like it's instant,
Right.
Or the overnight success, with all this social media and stuff. Everybody's like, you saw the new trend? Have y'all seen the new trend?
What?
The AI thing, the like an AI trend. Oh my gosh! So there's people sitting there.
Oh,
right?
you're talking about that? Okay.
Yeah. So there's people sitting there, and what they do is they literally turn on their live, and they just sit there live, and they just bounce like they're AI or something. And then they just, when people post selfies or whatever people post, emojis and shit, they, hi, welcome to my chat. Oh my gosh, I like soccer. Basketball, and they'll just do that for hours on end, and they getting paid to do that. And I'm sitting here like, what in the world is happening right now? Like, I can't even imagine doing that. Like, I don't know, that shit crazy, but
then this, you see that the trend, right? But all the new people without a following try to do that, and then get upset and then take it out on other people if they're not that fast. But it's like, bro, I mean, as much as I don't like that trend and all of that, it probably took them time to get that much following for that shit to work in the first place.
To the way they are.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just overnight. Like, they started a new trend and had the following to make it a trend in the first place.
Right. You got somebody right now who just put their phone up for the first time, and they sitting there bouncing like, ain't nobody jumping on my thing. They get mad, and it's like, fuck this. Just slap that shit on the floor. No, I feel that, bro. I truly feel that, man. Ooh, yeah, so, I think it's a lot of aspects, definitely, for sure, in today's world that just makes it so patience is hard to understand. And I think one thing that I learned a while ago, actually, was fight or flight, exactly. And they talk about how, if you look at nature, a cat naturally stays in that situation. You know what I'm saying? A gazelle naturally stays in that, but they have to survive. And humans, we don't need to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because the way we made our society and our world and the way we live now, we don't have to be in fight or flight all the time, but we don't know how to use it. So it's like, that's when, we use it at the restaurant. Our waiter taking too long. We go into fight mode because we feel like we've been disrespected and whatever. We think our survival's in danger right now. If I don't eat in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna fall over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whatever the case may be that ticks off that fight mode in you. Or the flight mode, you know what I'm saying? People, how you were saying earlier, you have a problem with confrontation. Is like the flight mode kicks in when you don't need to.
Yeah.
Because you like, this person ain't about to just take off on you.
Right.
Because you asked them to, where's your report at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there's people out there like that. Don't get me wrong. It sounds funny as fuck, be a great movie scene, but at the same time, it's like, you know, 9, 10 times they know about to just lose their shit because you asked them, yo, what time's the meeting again?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is that your soda in the fridge? You know what I'm saying? Or can you give me a ride somewhere? Like, yeah, we take it too far. You know what I'm saying? That what makes us, I feel that's what makes us, you know, scared to take the opportunity when we see it. The opportunity's right there in your face, screaming with arrows pointing, and, you know, you in flight mode because you scared that if I step over there and try to take this opportunity, a fucking plane's gonna hit me or whatever the case may be, yeah, I'm about to die. And I think Adam did an amazing job teaching that. Like, we had a lesson where we sat there and he was like, yo, just keep going worse and worse. And at some point, you know, it's supposed to lead to, if I'm late for work, I'm gonna get fired. If I'm fired, I'm gonna whoop-de-whoop. If I'm whoop-de-whoop, I'm homeless. If I'm homeless, I'm sleeping in my car. If I'm sleeping in my car with no job, I'm running out of gas, and now I'm carless, and, you know, and then I'm gonna die. You know, and it's like, we brought all this stuff in here to the point of, oh, if this doesn't happen right now, we're gonna die. And it's like, we have to learn to take that away. This not that serious.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that serious.
It doesn't count. It doesn't snowball like that.
It doesn't snowball like that all the time. Yes, exactly. I love that. Yeah. What about you, bro? What you think is another reason we missed the opportunity?
To just go.
Yeah, to just go, take the shot.
I'll say just a lack of confidence in the fact that we can do something. And again, like, kind of like what we were saying, like what causes people to have a lack of patience. This is where that kind of balance comes in, because you know, having lack of patience probably comes with like too much arrogance and entitlement, pride, and things of the sort.
Right.
But that's not to say that you shouldn't have confidence in the fact that you are able to do something, especially when you're in the position for it. Like, some people tend to forget, like myself included, forget how far I've come to be where I'm at, to be able to take some of these opportunities that I'm being shown at the moment, you know? Whether that's like, you know, getting a job or talking to people or lifting a weight and things like that. Example in the gym, like let's say I've been working out for like 2 years, and it's come to the point where it's like, ooh, I'm about to hit one of my goals that I've been striving for, was 225, you know. Right. But now I'm sitting here just thinking like, oh fuck, that's a lot of weight though. And then you start snowballing, like you were saying before, and it's like, yo, like, you thought the reason to hit the 225 in the first place when you were there that day. Don't talk yourself out of it. Like, that feeling's in you, that urge is in you, that that dog is in you at the moment, you know? So just go ahead and snatch that shit.
That shit.
Yeah, like, but you gotta have the confidence in the fact that you've already done what you have been doing to reach this point to be able to do so in the first place. And you can't forget that. You can't forget where you've come and what you've worked so hard to achieve so far.
No, for real.
You know?
No, and that's 110%. And so for me, I felt that Tuesday when I went to go do trivia. I was driving up there, and as I'm driving, I'm like, man, I hope, you know, the PA system's broken, or, you know, I'm trying to talk myself out of it, low key. Like, I'm driving, I got everything I need, I got everything stacked up, printed out, but it's like, I'm like, man, I just don't want to do it, though. You know, something about it, I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't have the confidence to do it for some odd reason. I don't know why. But then at the same time, I had to tell myself, like, yo, you can do this shit, you know? Like, that's why I love Jessica. She's like, go out there and get your Steve Harvey on. I'm like, yeah, let me go out there, you know. Survey says, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, yeah, let me, I can do this shit. I've done it before. I can do it again. And then, like I said, it was an amazing experience just now. I'm so happy. Like, I was driving back home, it was like I started laughing at myself and shit. And then, you know how you hiked up, you start speeding a little bit, you turn your music up a little louder, and you just feeling a little smoother. You know, the road was just a little cleaner, and it was like that feeling came over.
100%.
And it was like, I'm glad I took the opportunity. Like, that was the opportunity I needed. Like, I'm glad nothing went wrong and everything went the way it's supposed to. You know, so
So.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I think it's fear. But then for two, y'all, we got to stop doing these grounding meditations before we get started, because y'all be taking the words right out of my mouth.
Really?
I got to talk first one. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we all go through that, man. I think we go through it all the time. And, you know, you feel like you should act on something and you don't because of fear. And then it's like the times that you do, you feel so accomplished whenever you do. So it's like it literally took the words out of my mouth. I was going to use the gym. You know, it's like I was nervous about going and I didn't want to go. People see me lifting small amounts of weight like that. And I started out at Planet Fitness, right? So I'm like, I'm going to Planet Fitness so nobody see me. And now that I started again, it's just like I feel so accomplished. I feel so much better about myself. So, you know, prime examples though.
Yeah. Fear holds so many of us back.
Yeah.
And I feel once you have the I don't know why this fucking reference is killing me right now. But once you fucking finally put that dog in you and like say like and you start to challenge the fear itself, you then begin to realize that the fear ain't shit.
Right.
Like you actually can do that and take that opportunity, and it's a lot easier than you think it is in your head.
Right.
Rather than overthinking it, you just fucking get up and go do it. You know?
No, I love it, bro. And it's like, yeah, that fear is real. Like, when you guys are talking about it, it reminded me of, y'all ever see that video of the death machine? That they put their finger in the hole and then like it cuts them, it takes a little piece of their blood, and then it tells you how they're gonna die. But it's never clear. It's like, for example, the boy, he,
Is this real?
no, it's a movie.
Okay, movie.
So,
Okay.
or a show or something. I don't know what it is, honestly. I don't know. I saw it on YouTube. But the boy puts his finger in there and pricks him and it says hot girl. Like, so that's all it says. It's the card just says hot girl. So then he's like, what? So then he's at the beach. And he's sitting at the beach and he's sitting there and then this smoking hot girl walks up to him and she laid her blanket down next to him and she grabbed the sunblock and said, hey, you wanna put some sunblock on me? And then he's like, oh my gosh, she's hot. So he says, he jumps up and runs the fuck off. And as he runs off, a girl on fire runs into him.
Wow.
And it was like, nigga, if you just stayed and put sunblock on her, nothing would have happened just now.
Yeah.
But it's like, you put that fear in you, and then now it's like, oh, anytime I realized this. Or this one dude, he had bears. So he was done with gummy bears, he was done with honey, he was done with fucking Captain, whatever, anything with a bear symbol, he was done with it. And then one day he went to go take his trash out, and a bear jumped out of the trash can.
That's some shit.
You know what I'm saying? He's fearing everything he loved because of bears, and what killed him wasn't what he thought killed him, was gonna kill him. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, bro. But yeah, that fear, you bring it in a different way than you expected. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let it go.
And something I kind of want to like delve in a little bit deeper on, talking about like fear, and then especially how you kind of brought up death. Death doesn't always seem as bad as people think it is, and I want to kind of bring about the perspective of it. Like normally when you think of death, it's like the end of your life, right?
Right.
That's what naturally everybody thinks about. But what about if it's like the death of yourself, of who you are currently?
The ego death.
Yeah, and it's like, again, what I kind of naturally thought was when you were talking about the hot girl story. Okay, well, yeah. Well, okay, let's say that hot girl came by again and, oh, can you put some sunblock on me? And then he actually said, sure. Maybe that was the death of his scared self of talking to, having the confidence to talk to people and talk to, go after the girl he wants. Maybe he doesn't get that girl, but shit, that hot girl that he was sitting next to killed his fear of talking to women. So now, shoot, maybe a year or two down the line, since he has that confidence, he's able to just go up to that hot girl that he feels some type of way about, and boom, that's the love of his life.
That's deep. That's deep.
And I feel like, again, that attachment to your current ego and things like that, there's a fear of letting go of who you are and afraid of what you will become, but you don't know any of that yet. So why be afraid and just go see what happens?
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, I feel that like for sure. Like, let it go. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing that's like, been holding me back I'm scared to let go who I am or what it is I do or certain things. And it's like, yeah, just want to let it go, not care. You know what I'm saying? Just move. Just get out there and try it and see what happens and see what's coming.
Just be.
You know, just be. You know, just be. Just be. Yeah, exactly. Just be. Just be. So I love it, man. I love it. So you already know to wrap this episode up. I always ask everybody if they have a quote they would like to share, definitely on the topic. I know if you guys have anything you want to share, definitely comes to patience or knowing when to strike.
Let me see. You know, I'm cool. I'm glad this one just pulled the straight the fuck up, right? So, extreme fear can neither fight nor fly. And the way I kind of want to explain that, how it came to me when I read it, okay, simple one, right? For the fight part, fear of fighting or going after or striking whatever you need to do is like, okay, what happens afterwards, right? And that's what kind of holds you back from fighting. But then in terms of like being patient, the fear of being patient is why you're acting out and just being hot-headed or too quick to the stove or just being inconsiderate of others or people around you, because you feel if you wait too long, you won't get what you want. And like I said, there's a balance between the two. Like, at least not be afraid, understand that, hey, this may not be the right time. There will be another chance that comes. Okay, that's me being patient without fear. Or, hey, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? I'm just here now. I'm feeling it. This opportunity is being presented to me.
Right.
Why not take it and see what happens? There's no fear in that. And if you have that extreme fear, you're not going to get either done. You're not going to have that peace nor that sense of accomplishment and confidence to go do what you need to do. So I think that's like a beautiful quote in itself.
Nah, that was beautiful.
I like that. And I like to leave everybody with one. Like, nothing happens without movement. And then, you know, if you're already in a bad position, you're already at the wall, you know, worst case scenario, you jump and you end up right back where you are. But, you know, you got to move forward. You got to take those steps. So, you know, that's it. You know, just, you know, nothing happens without movement. You got to move forward. You got to take steps.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, nah, I love it. I was going to use, oh shoot, it just popped in my mind. I was trying to think of it as we was talking, but it just Huntington popped in my mind. I don't even know. I can't find the quote right now. It's me going to Google. But what's the saying go? You gotta know when to fold them. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and know when to walk away. You know what I'm saying? And then I guess if you wanna, you know, add the when to strike on there, know when to call, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away. You know what I'm saying? So know when it's not time to move, know when you just need to sit there. You know what I'm saying? Know when, let me put my bet out there. Let me put myself out there. Know when to say, nah, this ain't for me. And know when, like, yo, nothing over here is for me. You know, know the difference, though. Just know it. So you gotta just, as PJ said earlier, wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Use that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Use that heart, trust that spirit. And, you know, you'll know. You'll know when the time is there. You know what I'm saying? You'll know when the time is there. Like,
and another thing is, like, the only way to get that wisdom is by doing.
Yes.
So again, it goes back to PJ's quote, like, well, just go ahead and jump, bro. Just, you won't get anything done if you don't do anything.
Right.
So you will only learn how to not do anything by doing something.
And then like last one, idle mind is the devil's playground.
You said idle mind is the devil's playground.
Yeah. So you know, I always say too, like, man, just get your hands moving. You know, there's nothing you can do if you sent the email and you waiting for the response, ain't nothing else you can do. Shit, start reconning something. Start sending more emails this way. Do something over there. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Do something to get your hands moving still. Just keep your hands moving, be productive, and then by the time that something that you've been waiting for comes, it's like, oh, I got a lot more done too as well during that time. So yeah, I love that, bro. I love it. Yeah, man, that was amazing. Anywhere y'all still swimming to when it comes with opportunities and everything? I should ask that first.
I think it's just being more comfortable with just being more of myself in any situation. Just like, kind of just bringing it back to the fear topic, but also just like know when to just be more of my authentic self, which should be all the time.
Right.
And then also understanding and being confident of me being patient, because I'm definitely just a patient person in general.
Right.
I'm kind kind of in no rush to do anything because I move at a speed. I know I move at a speed where I'll get what I need to get done at some point. So just trusting that, but then also just trusting myself to be who I am because those bring opportunities, and that's what's been happening so far. So I'm just trusting that.
Right. I love it. What about you, PJ? Anywhere you still swimming to when it comes to time attack?
I feel like it's a constant progression. I'm the type of person that like I feel like all aspects of my life I need to continually try to progress. So mainly family again. I need to work on family bonds and taking time to myself and stuff like that. Like I said, all aspects, man. I feel like it's a constant progression.
Yeah, no, I understand that one. I agree with that constant progression. For me, same thing. Just honestly, for me, I need to just put myself out there more. Give myself more opportunities. That's one thing I need to do. Just give myself more opportunities to know when to be patient and when not to be patient.
Right.
So that's what I've been working on recently. And it's coming for sure. Just gotta, like I said, find my uniqueness, find the way I hear my spirit. See the opportunities, take the wisdom I have, and put it all together, and I can make a nice time attack. I'll make a good play to run.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoy the episode today. And think about the things that we talked about today. Definitely knowing when to be patient, when to take the opportunities. How do you see the opportunities? How do they present themselves to you? Is there opportunities you've been missing that you probably should have been attacking from, or are there opportunities you're trying to force that you should probably be patient on? Think about that. Without that being said, I hope you guys had a wonderful day, a marvelous afternoon, a spiritual evening, and remember to just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
BJ.
Just keep swimming.
Thanks, son.